Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are going to share about safety and health in laboratory. So this is our presenter. We have Aina, Amirah binti Muhammad Nazrebakhtiar, Amirul Iman bin Sufyan, Khairina Hazwani binti Mazni, and Muhammad Faiz Fiqry bin Mastor. This presentation is about safety and health in laboratory. As an engineering student, we are exposed to danger every day, especially while performing work in lab. Subtopic that will be explained in this video is barrier safety and health. Second, impact of hazard to safety and health. Third, evaluate the risk using hazard identification. And fourth, how to control hazard using administrative and engineering control. There is a lot type of hazard that can happen in laboratory, but in this slide we are going to focus into mechanical hazard. In mechanical hazard, we have shearing hazard, entanglement hazard, cutting hazard, stabbing and punching hazard, and lastly we have impact hazard. But in this video, we are going to focus into cutting hazard. Cutting hazard happen when our body part encounter into sharp edge such as scissor, blade, knife, and saw. So example can be given in our lab. We are using saw to cut our metal, so that's the risk of cutting hazard that can be happen in our lab.
Now let's discuss the impact of hazard to safety and health. In this case, we will be discussing about cutting hazard. So it falls under safety hazard where it is an injury that occurs while working, where worker practices unsafe working conditions. In this case, the students practice unsafe working conditions while working in the lab for our project diploma. And the unsafe working conditions can be not wearing proper safeguard or mindlessly handling machinery, and it contributes to risks such as external and internal injuries. And for external, it contains cuts, scratches, and tears, whereas for internal injuries, it's more of a major injury. It contains muscle, tendon, blood vessel, and or a nerve tear. For a long-term effects, we might lose ability to use machinery or to work. And in this case, if it heals, then the minor or external injury can heal to few days or can take up to 3 to 6 weeks, whereas for internal or major injury, that might go up to few months or even a year plus. And this is because the muscle, tendon, and etc. need to properly heal or it would cause further damage, such as chronic inflammation and other types of problems. And then permanent scarring may occur if the cut is too deep. Permanent weakness or numbness in the body part also is another effect. And this occurs when the cut or we accidentally cut a nerve or blood vessel, which is a major nerve that can cause internal damage, which leads to this problem. And last but not least, we might lose a body part. Let's say we're handling a blade and we're not looking at what we're doing, then we might actually lose a finger or so.
Risk evaluation. Risk evaluation is the process of comparing and estimate risk against given risk criteria to determine the significant risk. To identify potential hazard, we need to prioritize hazard according to likelihood of an accident caused by hazard and severity of injury, illness, and property damage. We will evaluate this using hazard identification, which is interview, observation or work to survey, and document review. Interview. Interview people who may be involved. Since the area involved is a workshop, the people who may be involved are students and assistant engineers. Next is observation or work to survey. Observing student at laboratory and noting hazard. Pilot testing of new equipment and system. Next, questionnaires and checklists. Last method is a document review. Reviewing any document in order to identify things of inconsistency or lack of clarity. Okay, that's all.
Hi, my name is Faiz Fiqry Mastor, and today I'm going to talk about the administrative controls. So basically, administrative controls are training, procedure, policy, or shift designs that lessen the threat of a hazard to an individual. Administrative controls typically change the behavior of the people rather than removing the actual hazard or providing personal protective equipment. So our suggestion of administrative controls are: first, adopt standard operating procedure or safe work practices. And the second one is to provide an appropriate training, instruction, or information. We think that these controls can help to reduce the potential for harm and or adverse health effects to a person. So next, I'm going to talk about the engineering controls. So engineering controls are strategies designed to protect workers from hazardous conditions by placing a barrier between worker and the hazard. Engineering controls are also involve a physical change to the workplace itself, rather than relying on workers' behavior or requiring workers to wear the protective clothing. So our suggestion for engineering controls are: first, carry out the process in enclosure fitted with extraction filter and extract to a safe place. And the second one is redesigning a process to place a barrier between the person and the hazard, such as machinery guarding or proximity guarding and else. So we also think that these two controls can help to reduce the potential for harm towards the person health. So that's all from our group.